Look past the modern landscape of New Jersey, and you'll find a hidden history. It wasn't forged in sterile boardrooms, but in tiny kitchens, bustling tailor shops, and crowded family homes. It's a history of ambition, tradition, and incredible resilience. Today, we're uncovering the stories of 10 massive Jewish family businesses that didn't just build empires, they shaped the very fabric of the Garden State. From iconic brands that started with a handful of change to modern-day enterprises worth millions, their legacies prove that sometimes the most powerful force in business is family. For over a century, the Garden State has been a quiet cradle for Jewish entrepreneurship, a place where the promise of America met the sheer grit of families fleeing persecution. These aren't just stories about revenue and market share. They are sagas of innovation born from necessity, of communities built from scratch, and of identities preserved against all odds. We'll journey from the southern farmlands, where survivors tilled sandy soil, to the northern cities where iconic brands were born on factory floors. But what does biggest really mean? It's not just about the numbers on a balance sheet, because the real value of these enterprises can't be measured in dollars alone. We're defining biggest by the depth of their roots, the breadth of their impact, and the sheer, undeniable weight of their legacy. We're ranking them based on their history, their multi-generational grit, and their influence on both Jewish culture and New Jersey itself. From a name that graces nearly every Seder table to publishers who have educated generations, these are the titans of the Garden State. Number 10. The Lakewood Retail Network. Coming in at number 10 is not one single company, but a powerful modern phenomenon: the interconnected network of family-run retail businesses in and around Lakewood, New Jersey. In recent decades, Lakewood has transformed into one of the most significant hubs of Orthodox Jewish life in America. And with that demographic boom came an explosion of entrepreneurial energy. The town's population surged by a staggering 52% between 2010 and 2020 alone, driven by the growth of Beth Midrash Govoha, the largest yeshiva outside of Israel. This created a unique ecosystem where business is community. This isn't the story of a single founder, but of hundreds. It's the story of families like the Wormsers of Get Furniture, who built a successful online retail business right from their community, earning praise for their commitment to customer service. It's the story of Simcha Podolsky's Mattress Maven, a business born from 2 decades of expertise, serving the specific needs of a booming population. These businesses, and countless others in home goods, apparel, and specialty foods, thrive on a foundation of shared values and mutual support, often promoted through local publications like the Lakewood Scoop, and supported by groups like the Orthodox Jewish Chamber of Commerce. The challenge for these businesses is balancing the needs of a niche community while reaching a broader market, all without compromising the cultural principles that define them. Their breakthrough was realizing they didn't have to choose. By using e-commerce and building a reputation for integrity, many of these family-run stores now ship nationwide. While individual revenues are often private, their collective economic impact is undeniable, turning Lakewood into a bustling metropolis and a case study in community-driven commerce. Their legacy is being written in real time, a testament to how faith, family, and entrepreneurial grit can create an economic powerhouse in the heart of New Jersey. Number 9. The Immigrant Foundation, the Fertig family of New Brunswick. Our 9th spot isn't for a specific company you'd find on the stock market. It's for the foundational layer of Jewish enterprise in New Jersey, the countless immigrant families whose businesses are lost to history, but whose collective ambition built the bedrock of the state's economy. The Fertig family of New Brunswick is a powerful symbol of this story. Around the 1880s, a family like the Fertigs would have arrived in New Jersey from Eastern Europe with little more than hope. They weren't industrialists or financiers. They were simply a family determined to survive. For them, the business was the family itself. In an era before social safety nets, a large family was its own enterprise. With a dozen mouths to feed, the older children would have cared for the younger, and as they came of age, they'd enter the workforce, their wages flowing back into the family pot. The dream wasn't to build a corporate giant, but to secure a foothold in a new world, educate their children, and lay the groundwork for a future they might never see. The primary challenge for families like these was survival itself. They faced language barriers, poverty, and the daily struggle of fitting into a foreign land. Their breakthrough wasn't a single invention, but the sheer act of persistence. By raising a large, close-knit family, they created their own support system, their own social network, and their own labor pool. Each child who went on to achieve stability was a return on the family's initial investment of courage. The legacy of the Fertigs, and thousands of families like them, isn't in a brand name. It's in the generations that followed. Their descendants became the doctors, lawyers, teachers, and business owners of the 20th and 21st centuries. They are the invisible foundation upon which many of New Jersey's more famous enterprises were built. Their story reminds us that the biggest businesses aren't always the ones with the most revenue, but the ones that create the most future. Number 8. The Bayuk Brothers Cigar Company. At number 8, we head south to the ambitious fields of the Alliance Colony, the first successful Jewish agricultural community in America, founded back in 1882. It's here that the story of the Bayuk Cigar Company begins. Moses Bayuk was one of the original settlers, part of a wave of Jewish families escaping the brutal pogroms of Tsarist Russia. These families were determined to make a new life farming, but to survive the harsh winters, they also started small industries. One of these was a cigar factory. While Moses worked the land, his 3 sons, Sam, Max, and Meyer, learned the cigar trade. They saw an opportunity beyond the colony's borders. In 1896, with a pooled investment of just $325, the brothers left the farm and opened their own cigar factory in a rented attic in Philadelphia, just a stone's throw across the Delaware River. This was the birth of the Bayuk Brothers Cigar Combunos. Their challenge was immense. Philadelphia was home to over 900 other cigar makers. Their breakthrough came in 1910 with the Philadelphia Handmade Perfecto. Smokers quickly nicknamed it the Phillies, and an American icon was born. The success was explosive. The company began opening satellite factories across Pennsylvania and, crucially, back in New Jersey, with operations in places like Newark and Perth Amboy. The business that began with knowledge from a small Jewish farming commune was now a major industrial player. Though the company eventually ceased operations in 1985, its legacy is a powerful link between community and commerce. The skills honed in the cooperative environment of the Alliance Colony became the foundation for a multi-million-dollar enterprise. The Bayuk story proves that the innovative spirit of New Jersey's Jewish farming communities didn't just stay on the farm. It helped build an indelible American brand. Number 7. The Sam family of Morristown. Coming in at number 7, we jump back to the 1850s to find one of the very first Jewish families to put down business roots in Morristown. The Sam family. Samuel and Deborah. Sam, a German Jewish couple, arrived around 1857. Samuel, a tailor and merchant, opened a clothing store, likely one of the first Jewish-owned businesses to be advertised in local papers. Their dream was simple but profound: to build a stable life in a town that was just starting to grow. The family enterprise quickly became a multi-generational operation. As Samuel's clothing business grew, his sons saw opportunities to branch out. By the 1870s, his sons Mayer and Jacob started their own boot and shoe store, while their brother Solomon opened a confectionery and cigar shop. The Sams weren't just building one business, they were creating a diversified retail portfolio for the Morristown community. Solomon, in particular, was a remarkably innovative businessman. His shop wasn't just a place for sweets, it was a modern hub. He sold news and magazines and served trendy sodas from a fountain. His greatest breakthrough, however, was technological. Solomon's business became so profitable that he had the first telephone in Morristown installed, running a direct line from his shop to his brother's shoe store. In the 1880s, this was revolutionary, showcasing a forward-thinking approach to business that set the family apart. While the Sam family's time in Morristown was relatively brief, the brothers had moved on by 1885, their legacy is significant. They were pioneers who established an early Jewish business presence in the town. They demonstrated the power of family collaboration and, through Solomon's adoption of the telephone, positioned themselves at the forefront of innovation. The Sam family's story is a fascinating snapshot of 19th century Jewish entrepreneurship in New Jersey. Number 6. The Sire family of Morristown. Our number 6 story also unfolds in 19th century Morristown, right alongside the Sam family, but in a much more rugged line of work. The Sire family, led by patriarch Henry Sire, established themselves as the town's top horse traders. In the 1870s, long before the automobile, horses were the engine of commerce, and the Sire family built an empire on this essential commodity. Henry Sire's stable on Speedwell Avenue was the center of it all. The family dream was to dominate the regional horse trade, and they did it with a surprisingly sophisticated model. This wasn't a small-time operation. Henry's sons, Barney and Benjamin, joined the business, and they developed a complex supply chain, sourcing horses from the Midwest and shipping them to New Jersey on the railways. Their Morristown stables became a major hub, drawing huge crowds and making the Sires key players in the region's economy. The challenge in horse trading was all about logistics and reputation. The Sires overcame this by building a trusted name and a network that stretched halfway across the country. Their breakthrough was controlling the whole process: sourcing, transport, and sales. This allowed them to offer a huge selection and maintain quality, making their stables the go-to spot for anyone needing equine power. But their impact extends beyond business. As their prosperity grew, so did their commitment to their community. In the early 1900s, as the Jewish community of Morristown began to organize, the Sire family sold a crucial piece of their land for the construction of a synagogue. This act cemented their legacy not just as successful businessmen, but as foundational pillars of the local Jewish community. They didn't just trade horses, they helped build a permanent home for Jewish life in Morristown. Number 5. The Eisner family of Red Bank. At number 5, we meet a man whose name is literally carved into the town of Red Bank, Sigmund Eisner. Arriving from Bohemia in the 1870s, Eisner started his American life as a peddler after borrowing $2 from a cousin. But as a trained tailor, he had a grander vision. With just 2 sewing machines in his home, he started making men's suits. This humble operation was the seed of what would become the Sigmund Eisner Company, one of the biggest clothing manufacturers in the United States. Eisner's journey was one of relentless ambition. His challenge was winning in the cutthroat world of government contracts. His breakthrough? A fanatical devotion to efficiency. The Red Bank Register noted his secret was constantly upgrading to the newest equipment, allowing him to make uniforms more cheaply than his rivals. It paid off. He began winning massive contracts by the narrowest of margins, in one case by a mere 1/50th of a cent per suit. During the Spanish-American War, he innovated by introducing khaki uniforms, far better suited for the climate in the Philippines than the traditional wool. By World War I, his company employed over 5,000 people across New Jersey, making it the largest uniform manufacturer in the country. But Eisner's vision went beyond the military. He was personal friends with Lord Baden-Powell, the founder of the Boy Scouts. When the Boy Scouts of America was established, Eisner saw a dual opportunity for philanthropy and business. For the first 2 years, he personally financed and manufactured all of their uniforms, becoming the exclusive supplier for a movement that would capture the heart of America. The Eisner legacy is monumental. Sigmund and his 4 sons ran the business for decades, supplying the U.S. military through World War II. He helped establish 2 synagogues in Red Bank and was named the town's first citizen. The family's beautiful home was later deeded to the borough and today serves as the Eisner Memorial Library. And in a wild twist of family history, his great-grandson, Michael Eisner, would go on to become the CEO of the Walt Disney Company. The Eisner story is an epic of how a $2 loan and 2 sewing machines built an industrial dynasty. Number 4. The Herzog family. Kauko. Our number 4 spot goes to a family whose story stretches back 9 generations and today sits at the head of a massive food and beverage empire based right in Bayonne, New Jersey. The Herzog family. Their story begins not in New Jersey, but in 19th century Slovakia, where the family was renowned for making wine for the Austro-Hungarian emperor. That all came to a halt during the Holocaust. After the war, a survivor of the family, Eugene Herzog, negotiated his family's passage to America. Here, he put his family's only remaining asset to work: their centuries-old knowledge of winemaking. He started a small winery in New York City, which would eventually become Royal Wine Corp. The family's dream was to rebuild and bring kosher wines and foods to the American Jewish community. Their challenge was scaling a traditional craft into a modern business. Their breakthrough was a combination of grit and smart expansion. They moved their headquarters to Bayonne, New Jersey, and under the leadership of Eugene's descendants, the business, now called Kauko, grew into one of the largest kosher food distributors on the planet. Today, run by the 8th and 9th generations of the Herzog family, Kauko is a powerhouse. It owns and distributes hundreds of beloved brands you'd recognize, from Kedem grape juice to Geffen products. They are the undisputed leaders in the kosher food space. The Herzog family legacy is a stunning story of resilience. From serving emperors to surviving genocide, they rebuilt their legacy on American soil, with New Jersey as their headquarters. They transformed a generations-old craft into a modern global enterprise, ensuring that the traditions and tastes of Jewish life are available to everyone. And as you'll see, their story connects directly to our number 1 spot. Number 3. Berman House Publishing. At number 3, we celebrate a business that has shaped the minds of Jewish children across North America for over a century: Berman House Publishing. The family's American journey began in 1883, when Louis Berman arrived from Europe as a 13-year-old boy. In 1921, 2 things were born: his son, Jacob, and his business, Berman's Jewish Bookhouse. His dream was to give the growing American Jewish community access to its own stories and history. Through the 30s and 40s, the company published timeless classics like Milton Steinberg's As a Driven Leaf. When Louis retired, his son Jacob took over. The business faced the challenge of staying relevant. Jacob found the answer right at home. When his own kids, David and Rachel, started religious school, he was shocked by the bland, boring textbooks they brought home. This was his aha moment. He knew Berman House could do better. He pivoted the company to focus on Jewish educational publishing. Under Jacob's leadership, and later his son David's, Berman House completely changed Jewish education. They didn't just print books. They created beautiful, engaging curricula designed to build Jewish identity. If you went to a Jewish religious school anytime in the last 50 years, you probably learned from a Berman House book. Today, headed by Lewis's grandson David Berman and his partner Vicky Weber, the New Jersey-based company is a four-generation dynasty. It's recognized as the leading publisher of Jewish educational materials in North America. In 2015, their century of dedication was officially honored when Berman House was named the New Jersey Family Business of the Year. Their legacy is found in every classroom where a child learns the Hebrew alphabet, proving they haven't just sold books. They've sustained a culture. Number 2. The Jewish Farming Collectives. Our number 2 spot goes not to a single family, but to a movement that included thousands of families in one of the most remarkable chapters in New Jersey's history: the Jewish Farming Collectives. The story starts in 1882 with the founding of the Alliance Colony in Salem County. Fleeing violent pogroms in Russia, 43 families arrived to build a new life, not in a crowded city, but on the soil of the Garden State. Their dream was utopian: to prove that Jewish people were strong, capable farmers who could contribute directly to their new home. Supported by philanthropies like the Baron de Hirsch Fund, these pioneers faced the huge challenge of farming sandy soil with almost no experience. Their breakthrough was community. They learned from their Christian neighbors, set up cooperative systems, and built a society from scratch, complete with synagogues, schools, and small factories for off-season work. The Alliance Colony and nearby settlements became the first successful Jewish agricultural communities in America, a testament to collective will. Decades later, after World War II, a second wave of Jewish farmers arrived. Roughly 1,000 Holocaust survivors settled in southern New Jersey, particularly around Vineland and Toms River, becoming poultry farmers. Aided by the Jewish Agricultural Society, these accidental farmers sought a quiet, rural life to heal from unimaginable trauma. Their breakthrough, like the colonists before them, was community. At their peak in the 1950s, these communities had 200 farms producing 240 million eggs a year, turning the region into an egg capital of the United States. Though the rise of corporate farming eventually led to the decline of these small family farms, their collective legacy is immense. They transformed huge swathes of southern New Jersey, building robust Jewish communities where none existed. They proved that the Jewish immigrant story wasn't just an urban one, embodying a powerful tale of resilience, cooperation, and the deep desire to cultivate a future. Number 1. The Manischewitz Company. And now, the number 1 biggest Jewish family business in New Jersey history. It's a name that is practically synonymous with Jewish food in America, a brand whose iconic square matzo has graced Passover tables for over 130 years. The Manischewitz Company. The story begins in 1888, not in New Jersey, but in a Cincinnati basement. Rabbi Dov Ber Manischewitz, an immigrant from Lithuania, started baking matzo for his community. His name wasn't even Manischewitz. He had bought the passport of a dead man to escape Russian military service and get to America. His dream was to solve a problem: how to make reliably kosher matzo on a massive scale. Traditional, round, hand-baked matzos were a nightmare to package and ship. The rabbi's challenge was to industrialize this sacred process without violating Jewish law. His breakthrough was a stroke of genius: the square matzo. He designed incredible machines that could mix, roll, perforate, and bake matzo in a uniform shape, all within the strict 18-minute time limit. This was revolutionary. By 1920, The Manischewitz Company was the largest matzo producer in the world. After Rabbi Manischewitz passed away in 1914, his 5 sons took over. Their vision was incredible. In 1932, they made a pivotal move that cements their place in New Jersey history. They opened a massive, state-of-the-art factory in Jersey City to be closer to the huge Jewish population of the New York metro area. In 1954, they expanded again, opening another plant in Vineland, New Jersey, to produce gefilte fish, borscht, and chicken soup, bringing the staples of Bubby's Kitchen to the masses. The company remained in the family for decades. And in a perfect twist that ties our list together, the Manischewitz brand is now owned by Keiko, the Herzog family business from our number 4 spot, ensuring its legacy continues under another historic New Jersey Jewish family. The brand became so iconic that in 1973, Apollo 17 astronaut Gene Cernan exclaimed, "Man, oh Manischewitz," during a moonwalk. From a basement in Cincinnati to a factory in Jersey City, and ultimately to the moon, the Manischewitz story is the quintessential tale of a Jewish family business that didn't just find success. In America, it became part of America itself. From the retail hubs of modern Lakewood to the 19th century horse stables of Morristown. From the publishers shaping future generations to the farmers who tilled the southern soil. From the uniform maker who dressed an army to the baker who conquered the moon. The stories of these 10 businesses are so much more than just case studies. They're a chronicle of New Jersey itself. They tell a story of immigration and grit, of families who showed up with nothing and built empires of influence. They reveal a common thread of incredible innovation, whether it was installing the first telephone in a small town, designing a machine to make square matzos, or rebuilding a 9-generation wine business after surviving the Holocaust. These families didn't just build companies, they built communities. They founded synagogues, supported charities, and created economic ecosystems for countless others. Their legacies aren't just in the brands they created, but in the libraries, schools, and cultural foundations they left behind. Together, their stories are a powerful testament to the enduring strength of family, the relentless drive of the entrepreneurial spirit, and the profound impact of the Jewish community on the character of the Garden State. So, what do you think? Which of these family legacies surprised or inspired you the most? Do you know of another great New Jersey family business that deserves a spot on the list? Let us know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey into the hidden history of the Garden State, please give this video a like and subscribe for more stories like this. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.